You driving?
Some Plan Bs are smarter than others. If you're drinking, don't drive. RBT means you need a Plan B. Authorised by New South Wales Government, Sydney.
Ryan, what's been the secret to the start of the season for you? 500 first class rounds?
It's probably been being really happy with where I'm at with the move to New South Wales, feeling like I've got a good balance in life, and being under the influence of some really good senior players here, like Brad Haddon's been great to work with, and I've really enjoyed playing under Trevor Bayliss as well.
Brad, being a keeper from Canberra area, was he someone you've always looked up to? Or?
Yeah, I have always looked up to him for sure.
Yeah.
I enjoyed watching him on TV very often in my younger days, and now I like training with him in the nets, and he's been really good at taking time out to work on my keeping with me, especially.
So what's your progression been like? Can you just talk a bit about that, coming from Canberra and then you went to Victoria? Yeah.
Just sort of like my story.
Yeah, what age did you sort of go down there?
Yeah, I was 19 when I moved to Melbourne, so straight out of high school, and I received a rookie contract with Victoria, so I was very excited to take up that opportunity at the time, and I spent 4 years playing at Victoria, and then received an opportunity to move to New South Wales at the end of last season, and I was quick to grab it. I enjoyed my time here last year at the Sydney Thunder, even though the team wasn't so successful. I liked the feel of playing cricket in Sydney, and I enjoyed the guys who I was playing with. I enjoyed their company, so that was part of the decision-making process as well. Yeah,
right. Was it a tough decision in terms of the fact that there's so much competition for spots in New South Wales? Like, it's not like you would have come here and sort of known you were going to walk straight in.
No, it's certainly. I was under no illusions that I could just come to New South Wales and walk straight into the team. I knew I'd have to put performances on the board in order to earn my place, but I believe that if I put the right structures in place in my life and had a good balance and was happy with where I was at, then naturally good performances would flow. And I'm pleased that so far things have been going well for me, and I hope to continue the form as much as possible.
So what did you learn from your time in Melbourne, I suppose, about being able to find that kind of settled place to play your best cricket?
Well, I learned a lot from my time in Melbourne in all kinds of areas of life. I think 4 years from the age of 19 to 23, anyone would say that they learn a lot in that period of their life. And for me, as a young cricketer, I learned a lot about my game, but I also grew more aware of myself and the ways that I like to spend my days, I guess, and the way that I like to balance my life. And I feel like I'm a much better person for that experience.
Yeah. Mate, can you sort of talk us through the 90-odd you scored against England? You must have bounced back from the disappointment, I suppose, of not getting 100 there pretty well, but I suppose there's two ways you can sort of take that kind of thing.
Yeah, it definitely made me hungry to achieve my first class century after going so close against England and just missing out. I was really pleased with how I batted on day one in that game and managed to get through, not out overnight, and then Stuart Broad bowled me a pretty good ball first up, and I was obviously disappointed to be walking off first ball of day two, but I also felt like it was pretty well bowled, and sometimes in cricket you've just got to accept that that's the way the game works.
Has that set up your season? Did it give you a lot of confidence that you could put up a big score against the England team?
Yeah, I definitely draw confidence from that innings, but I think I was already confident in my ability to go out there and make runs, and I was really pleased that on that occasion I was able to take the opportunity and do so.
Yeah. So, which out of the 200s, has been your best? Do you think? Where'd you sort of?
Personally, the recent 100 against Tasmania was really satisfying because it was in a run chase situation, and it was a really exciting turnaround in the game. A couple of really great spells of bowling from Bollinger and Abbott really turned the game on day three and allowed us back into it, and suddenly I found myself batting with Maddo again with only 250 to chase, and we thought we're a chance to win this. So to get 100 in that situation was a great feeling because it was great to contribute to a team victory.
It's a shame for you that the Shield's going to be going into a break with yourself, is that what?
No, I'm excited about the Big Bash actually. I'm really looking forward to helping to hopefully turn around the fortunes of the Thunder, and I think with our new list and our new coach, we can definitely do that this summer.
What about the side, mate? It's obviously a nice position to be in at the top of the table, but tough one against South Australia, who are right there underneath you.
Yeah, this will be a really important game for us against South Australia. Naturally, number 1 versus 2 is a big game in any sports format. But we have the opportunity to go a few points clear at the top if we can pull off a win. But at the same time, our number 1 ranking is going to be in jeopardy if we forfeit 6 points this game. So, yeah, it's really important that we're right on our game this 4 days.
Phil Hughes is in some great form.
Yeah, I think it's rare that Phil Hughes isn't in some pretty good form. He's a pretty prolific run scorer at this level, and we'll have to be right on the money and bowling a really good line and length from ball 1 against him.
Obviously, it's 2 seasons since he moved, but do you think he'd come up here looking to make a bit of a point against his former team?
Yeah, I think the kind of batsman Hughes is he's hungry for runs no matter who he's playing against and in what situation. And I'm sure he'll be just as eager to score a century against New South Wales as he is when he walks out against all of the other states.
And what does Moses bring to the team, getting him back at this stage?
Moses brings a lot of experience and a lot of skill as well, both with bat and ball. He's a massive player for us, and I certainly wouldn't be surprised if he puts in a great performance this match and contributes to a very good team win.
Is it a big challenge for the Quicks with Dougie and Josh unavailable?
I think we're lucky to have pretty good bowling depth in the squad at the moment. Young guys like Abbott and Sandhu have been doing a really good job for us, and they're so crucial to our performance so far this season. And I'm pretty confident that they'll be able to stand up and do another great job like they have been so far.
And one of the things that Coach was talking about at the start of the year was sort of not making excuses, I suppose, when guys are out, because it's just part of life, I suppose, for New South Wales. And do you feel like that's been the case so far? You know, whichever team you got on the parks, just sort of got on with the job?
Yeah, I'd say so far that has been the way we've gone about it. Naturally, with about half a dozen Test players in our New South Wales list, there are going to be some changes to the team throughout the season with Australian selection. But so far, we've been quite successful when we've had those players in, but we've also managed to put wins on the board when they've been away with Australia. So hopefully we can keep up that situation.
Was it intimidating coming to New South Wales?
In what sense?
The fact that there's so many Test quality players here, I suppose, and and I guess just the pressure of playing for the Blues and competition for sport.
No, I didn't feel intimidated coming to New South Wales. I felt excited about the opportunity, and as soon as I arrived, it became clear that there wasn't reason to be intimidating, because everyone has been very welcoming. All of my fellow Blues players have certainly accepted me straight away and helped me to improve even in this short space of time. So I haven't felt intimidated at all, which I'm thankful for. And
as a young batsman in Australia, do you sort of see that there are opportunities there with a couple of good first class seasons back to back? There's opportunity to go up to that next level.
Yeah, something that I've always liked about cricket is that as a rule, performances are rewarded with selection, no matter what level you're playing at. And that's exciting. It's nice and transparent in a way. I think every player in Australia knows that if they perform well for a period of time, they'll eventually get the chance for selection at a higher level, whatever that level is. And that's certainly the philosophy I believe in. But I think the key is to focus on the here and now at any moment in time. And I'm very much preparing for my next innings.